Hello gamer, welcome back to Tabletop Celts, or welcome to Tabletop Celts. I've been gone a while, so if you do like watching my videos, apologies. Today I'm playing some solo Warhammer Horus Heresy. It's going to be Ultramarines versus Dark Angels. I'm going to show you the army list in just a sec, then I'll do the pre-game setup to show you what mission and stuff we're playing, and then we'll jump into the battle report. I'll be using the open war cards for this, so they're from 9th edition of 40k, but I think they work well with Horus Heresy to give the game more flavour. I'm playing 1,700 points. The reason I'm playing such a weird number is I only had that much painted for my Ultramarines. That's everything, guys. So I'll be back now in just a sec with the Ultramarines army list. So this is the Ultramarines army list. It's 1,700 points or 1,699 points, something like that. My rite of war is Pride of the Legion. I've got a Praetor. He's got the Mantle of Ultramar, which is a special Ultramarines armor for Praetors. He's got a Mastercrafted Power Fist and a Plasma Pistol. I've given him Stoic Defender. So each time this unit makes a shooting attack, they can cause pinning. So if they shoot an enemy unit, they have to take a pinning test, or the enemy unit has to take a pinning test. What else is there? Oh, yeah, he also gains a extra reaction in his opponent's shooting phase. He's with a Terminator Cataphracti command squad, so I got a battle standard there. He does have a grenade harness, a power lance, and the standard, Legion standard. I've got one Terminator with lightning claws, two with power mauls and combi bolters, and I have one with a combi plasma and a power fist. And I took in a transport, which is a Land Raider Proteus. It's got the las cannons, a hunter killer missile, it's got a spotlight and a multi-melter, so they'll be riding around in that. For Pride of the Legion, I can take veteran squads and Terminators as troop choices and line choices. So the two compulsory troops I've gone for are two veteran squads. They are identical. So I have a sergeant with a combi melter, a power sword, it's on its side there, power sword and Artificer armor. I've paid for the Vox and the Vexilla. I've also got two heavy bolters in the squad. Everyone that isn't the sergeant or heavy bolter has a normal bayonet. And then that squad's exactly the same with two heavy bolters, combi plasma, and stuff on the sergeant, combi melter, sorry, on the sergeant, and the bayonets. And then finally I have a heavy choice, which is a Land Raider Spartan. It's got all the las cannons, the spotlight, a hunter killer missile, and a multi-melter. I haven't taken a rite of war with this list. So leading this Dark Angel force, I have a Praetor. He's got Artificer armor, he's got a Paragon blade, and a plasma pistol. I've given him the Satchel of the Keys Warlord trait. Once per game, at the start of any turn, he can increase the weapon skill or ballista skill of him and his unit. And he also gives him an extra reaction in the opponent's charge phase. I've given him a command squad, which is the Deathwing command squad. They've all got Calibanite Warblades, Artificer armor, and their special shields. Their shields give them a 4-up invuln against shooting and a 5-up invuln against melee. I've also given them a transport, which is a Rhino. The Rhino has got a spotlight, a hunter killer missile, a combi bolter, and a heavy bolter, plus a battering plus a whatever this is. I think it's not a battering ram. Whatever that is, it gives them rerolls against difficult terrain. That thing. Lol. Okay. The next HQ I've got is a Herald. He's got Artificer armor. He's got a bolt pistol, Legion standard, and a Terranic Greatsword. My two troop choices, or my compulsory troops, I've got two Tactical Marine squads. I have a 20 block of Tactical Marines by here in the front. The sergeant has a bolter, bolt pistol, and a power fist. He also has Artificer armor. I've paid for the squad to have a Vexilla, Besides the sergeant, the entire squad has bolt guns, bolt pistols, and chainswords. You can see some there. They all have chainswords. The second Tactical Marine squad, the sergeant has a bolt gun, bolt pistol, Artificer armour, and a chain bayonet. I've paid for the Vexillor in this squad too. Besides the sergeant, the rest of them have bolt guns, bolt pistols, and regular bayonets. An elite choice, I have a 5-man Cataphractii Terminator squad. The sergeant has a combi bolter and a power fist. I have a Terminator with a heavy flamer and a power fist at the back there. I have one Terminator with a combi bolter and a power fist. And I have 2 with combi bolters and power swords. I have 2 heavy choices in this list. I have a Leviathan Dreadnought with the autocannon and the melter gun. It has 2 heavy flamers in its chest and a Fox-Vex discharger. Fox-Vex discharger, whatever. And then finally, I have a Predator tank. It's got all the las cannons, all 4 of them. It's got a hunter-killer missile, a spotlight, and a combi bolter. Okay everybody, welcome to the pre-game setup. These are the cards I have drawn for Open War. I've got a deployment zone like this, so it's 12 up from each side, so 12 there, 12 there. You also have to be 9 inches away from the center. So I rolled off of both sides. The Dark Angels ended up over here. They're the defender, so they set up everything first. And then the Ultramarines kind of did their best to react to that. And they ended up there. So for the objective, storm their lines. After determined deployment zones, starting with the defender, each player alternates placing objective markers until 6 have been set up. Each objective marker must be within the deployment zone of the player placing it. More than 6 away from the battlefield edge and more than 9 away from each other. At the end of each of their turns, each player scores 1 victory point for each objective marker within their own deployment zone, and 2 victory points for each objective marker within their opponent's deployment zone that they control. The player with the most victory points at the end of the game is the winner. So I'm going to play this for 5 turns and see how it goes. Like I said, this is made for 9th 40k instead of Horus Heresy, but I think it's still worth trying out. So we'll see how it goes. So the objective markers, there's 1 there. There is 1 underneath those Tactical Marines, but there you can probably see the bits of white in the skull. There's the edge of it, but there. Over here, there is 1 in the center, but there you can see the kind of skull bleeding out. Ultramarine objective markers, we got 1 here, 1 there, and 1 there. The twist is blackout. The maximum range of all shooting attacks and psychic attacks is limited to 18 inches. So the way I'm playing this for Horus Heresy, it's basically night fighting. And instead of it being restricted to 24, it's range 18. But the same thing still applies if you have like torches and night vision. You can still go past the 18 range. 2 Land Raiders and the Predator tank and the Rhino have torches. So that's going to be their light. Otherwise you have to shoot 18. Deployment. The Dark Angels deployed first, so I'll go over what they've done. I've got the Herald here. Now the reason I got him on his own is because he's holding the banner. He's actually counting as a scoring unit. So he's going there holding that objective. I've got my Terminators here, Predator tank, Tactical Marines holding the objective. I've got my Praetor and the Deathwing in this Rhino here, the Dreadnought, Leviathan Dreadnought. And then I've got my block of 20 Tactical Marines here. I've got the Land Raider Proteus here with my Praetor and Command Squad inside. I've got the first Tactical Veteran Squad here, and the second one here. And then I got my Spartan. So for the Ultramarines, the scoring units I have are the 2 Tactical Squads. I also have the Standard Bearer in the command squad. They also count as scoring. The Dark Angels will be going first unless the Ultramarine sees the initiative. I'll also play Slay the Warlord, and obviously we're playing Night Fighting because of the twist. So killing the Warlord will be an extra point too. I'll also do Attrition. If you have the most units left on the board, that's worth another victory point. The Ultramarine is going to try and seize the initiative on a 6. Ooh. No, they haven't. It'll be Dark Angels turn 1. I've done the Dark Angels movement. The first thing I did was move the Terminators their 6, so they move forward like that. I'm going to kind of distract the Land Raider, hopefully, with them. I left the Predator tank where it was. I left the Herald where he was. The Tactical Marines have stayed put. The Rhino has moved forward, but before it moved, I disembarked my Praetor and his Death Company. Then I moved the Rhino at least like 5 inches so it can shoot normally. And then I moved I moved the Leviathan first with his 6 inches. I'm out of range with the Leviathan into the Spartan tank. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do some shots from the Rhino into this veteran squad. And I'll see if I can do some wounds to them. But if I could take them out, at least I could possibly take out a scoring unit. I'm not going to shoot the Hunter Killer Missile. I'll save that for the Spartan if it lives. So I did quick measure. The combi bolter's out of range, but the heavy bolter is within range of those veterans. So I shall do that. I'm not going to bother reacting with them, with the veterans. So let's just see what I do. So I'm hitting on 3s because of the spotlight. Oh, that's freaking good, isn't it? And then we got 1 hit. Strength 5, so it's a 3 to wound. That is 1 wound. I'll just take it on a regular Marine because they have 2 wounds. And he's fine. So that squad is now lit up. So the next thing it's going to shoot is my Leviathan Dreadnought into that squad. He's got 6 shots. The only thing that's in range is his autocannon. I am going to Shroud with that squad. So they'll have a 5-up Shroud save and their armor save. It's like a dodge. Evade. That's what I'm doing. I'm evading. So the Dreadnought is going to hit on 2s now because of the flashlight. Flashlight, the freaking spotlight, whatever it is. The light. It in, that's not part of the roll. I need to double check actually if it's twin linked. I didn't check that. 2 seconds, so that's the roll. It's just rending 5+, which is still pretty good. And Sunder. So it's strength 7, so it's 2s to wound. Okay, there is 2 rending and 3 regular saves. So I'll do the rending first. Right, my brain. So this is 2 5-ups for the Shroud or the Evade. Okay, we get 1 and fail 1. So 1 Marine takes a wound. And then we have a 3-up with a 5-up. Right, I rolled all 3 dice, but I should have just rolled 2 because I got a 4-up, so that's fine. So this is now the 2 5-up Shrouds. And I failed them both. 1 Marine dies, and then another one takes a wound. I'm going to take this guy. He takes a wound, and then that guy is going to take a wound. Like that. There we go. Predator, that's just going to take 4 shots into the Land Raider. The Land Raider is going to evade 2, because why not? I got 2 reactions in the shooting because of Stout Defender. I'll start off with a Hunter Killer Missile actually, going into it. Hitting on a 3. Misses. Excellent. Worth the points. And then I need to see what the difference is between the las cannons. Just looked at the weapons. They all pretty much do the same. They all do the exact same thing. So I'm just going to roll them all together. I'm going to reroll hit rolls of 1 against vehicles. All right. So these are the las cannons. Hit it on 3s. And then I get to reroll 1 that because I'm Iron Wing. So it didn't matter anyway. So I got 3 hits. It's strength 9. That's toughness 14. I forgot to mention as well, Spartan's got a flare shield. Flare shield on the Spartan. So 9, I need 5's the glance, and 6 is the pen. Yeah. So 5's the glance, 6 is the pen. Ooh, it's a good thing it's got freaking Sunder. Look at that roll. Got 2 glances. The Land Raider, there is technically models in the way, so it's going to get a 6 up from that. Didn't get any, and it's going to get a 5 up for evade. Didn't get any of that, so it's losing 2 hull points. I have no idea how many hull points a Land Raider has, so I'm going to have a look at that quickly. So they have 5 hull points, he took 2 wounds, he's got 3 left. That's pretty much all the shooting I can do for Dark Angels turn 1. So Dark Angels are going to score 3 points because they hold 3 objectives with line units. Okay guys, so I've done my movement with the Ultramarines. I've also changed the score dice. So it's turn 1, Dark Angels are on 3, ignore that, that's the Ultramarine dice, they're on 0. So what I did, I got out of the Proteus with my leader to here, so they're scoring that objective. I left the squad where they are on that objective. I moved these guys down, so they're hidden, kind of, now. As best I could. I'm just going to try and keep the scoring units alive for the Ultramarines, so let's see if we can get a draw. My original plan was to drive the Proteus up, take out the Predator, take out the Terminators with my Terminators, and kind of just wash that way. The fact I've already taken 3 wounds, I don't want to risk it, so I'm just going to hold the line now and hope I get a draw with the Ultramarines. The Spartan moved forward, it's 6 inches. Oh well, it technically moves 12, so it moved half so it can shoot all its weapons. I won't take out the Leviathan this turn, even if it goes really well. But if I can take out the Predator, that'll be useful. And if I can wound the Dreadnought, that'll be useful. Because then I can move that up there and focus fire on the Dreadnought and take it out. So we'll see how it goes. And then obviously, I'll just have to hold back the infantry then with my infantry and so on. Okay, so shooting. I'm going to do Proteus into, what's his face, into the Predator tank. My melters are out of range because it's only 24 or 18, one of those, so that's out of range, but my las cannons are in range. I've got 2 of them. I actually forgot that Land Raiders have Power of the Machine Spirit, so I'm going to do the multi-melter into the Terminators because that's in range, and then the Hunter-Killer Missile and the Gravis las cannons are going into the Predator. Multi-melter into the Terminators, freaking tree. I'm not sure if they have the spotlight. I'm assuming they do because they're part of the target now. So it's going to hit on a 3. And it misses anyway. I don't think it's twin linked. Where is it? Oh, it could be. Oh my days, it's totally twin linked. Oh! There you go, that's a hit. It's strength 8, so it's a 2. That's a wound. So it's a 4-up in 1 for the Cataphractii Terminator. Which he fails. Yeah. I'm just going to kill a power sword. We got the Hunter-Killer Missile going into the Predator. Hit it on a 3. Hits, strength 8. So, strength 8. So, what does 5 get me? It's a 5 to glance, 6 to pen. I don't know if it has Sunder. I'll double check. No, it doesn't. So that's just a fail. And then we have the 4 Gravis las cannon shots. Hitting on 3s. They all hit. Wounding on, what is it? So strength 9, toughness 13 on the front. So it's 4's the glance, 5s and 6s the pen. But it does have Sunder. So we got 3 pens. I'm going to evade with it. So I'm going to get a 6-up cover because there's models in the way. I don't get any. And then I'm going to get a 5-up for an evade. I don't get any. I'm pretty sure it only has 3 wounds anyway. The question is, does it blow up? Yes, it does. So that goes boom. D6, I think. 3 inches. Okay, so it's gone boom. Now let's see what it's like for 3 inches. So it's pretty much getting, let's see, let's put there. Everyone there, and about, what, 7 of my Tactical Marines, and a Terminator. Cool. Oh, might even get my Herald. No, the Herald's just shy. So the Terminator, it's on a 2 because it's, no. Yes, it's on 2. It wounds, 2 up save though. He's fine. Then I've got the 7 Tactical Marines. It wounds, 5 of them. But they get the 3 ups. Crap. That's bad. Yeah, so 3 of them die. I'll just take these 3. The Sergeant's there. I should have rolled him separately, but that's fine. Cool. And then I've got 6 wounds then. So I'll roll my Praetor separately. So this is my Praetor. It fails to wound him. And then I got 5 saves for the Deathwing. On 2s. Sorry, on 2s to wound. So it's got 4 wounds. And then they have a 2-up save. One of them dies, unfortunately, because it's strength 8. We shall kill this guy. So that was pretty crappy for the Dark Angels. Skadoosh did loads of damage. Yeah, I think that causes pinning on them. And no one else. So the Tactical Marines, they are fine because they still have their Sarge and stuff, so they're fine. Oh, Night Fighting. So it's a 7. They're technically leadership 7 now because of night fighting, so that's still a pass because I'm pretty sure Sergeant's leadership 8 anyway, so they're fine, they're not pinned. They don't have to take one, everything else is Q. The Spartan is going to go into the Dreadnought. So we've got a Hunter Killer Missile, Melter, Las Cannons, including the Las Cannon array and the Gravis Las Cannon. They're both the same, so I'm just going to roll them together. So the Hunter Killer Missile is on a 3 because he's lit up because he has a spotlight on him. As a hit, it's strength 8 versus toughness 8, so it's on a 4. It wounds. It wounds. I need to double check what the AP is. I'll see if he makes a save. See if it's relevant. Oof. Even if it is, he has a 5-up in 1 save anyway. Then I have the multi-melter. That's twin-linked. Still a miss. And then we have 5 las cannon shots that are twin-linked. Hitting on 3s. They're twin-linked. They all hit. Strength 9, so it's going to be 3s to wound. Sunder does not affect Dreadnoughts, I'm pretty sure. That's just vehicle stuff. So it's 3 wounds, so I have 3 5-ups to make on the Dreadnought. It makes 1, so it takes 2 wounds. Leviathan Dreadnought has 7 wounds, so that will take him down to 5 remaining. Ultramarines now scoring 3 victory points because they hold that one. The reason they're scoring with that unit is because of the battle standard we're there. And then we've got scoring for that, so that's 3 victory points. So at the end of turn 1, it's 3-3. I've basically just moved them their normal move there. My plan is to, if I live, charge the Land Raider, hope maybe take it out with Power Fists. I've got 3 of them in there, so that might do something. Or at least hold up the tank. I ran those from there to there. They do have a 4-up against shooting. They have decent odds against a Land Raider. So I'm going to run up here. Basic plan for them is to eventually get there, do some combat, and hopefully take some scoring units out off the Ultramarines. Tactical Marines stay put. Tactical Marines stay put. Herald stay put. Hindsight, what I should have done is put the block of 20 along here, holding these 2. And then have the Herald maybe and the other Legion, other Tactical Marine squad up there. So I would have had a bigger squad here lasting longer, and then, you know, I messed up there, so yeah. Q. They slightly move forward because I don't want that blowing up and taking out my guys. So the what's it called? The Rhino moved up and the Leviathan moved up. Same old plan. Try and take out the Spartan. Shooting wise, there's nothing I can do against the Proteus at the moment. So we're just gonna have to survive. There. Literally the only shooting I've got, Dreadnought. So he's gonna go into the, well, first off, I'll light him up with the Rhino. He's not going to bother reacting off that. So it's just the Dreadnought now going into the Spartan. So the two guns I'm shooting are the Melter Gun and the Autocannon. I'll do the Melter Gun first. So it's got 4 shots. I'm hitting on 2s. They all hit. It's strength 8. So I need, so it's 6s to glance it. Okay, I got 1 glance and hit. I think the Spartan's just going to evade because it might as well. So 5 up. No, it fails, so it does take a wound. Then these, the autocannon is strength 7. But it does rend. So what rending does, it adds plus D3 to the strength of the weapon. So against vehicles. So we'll try. Hitting on 2s. Deal hit. And then we're looking for rending though. So 5 plus for rending. Freaking heck, alright. We got a few. So all these now get plus D3 strength. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so 3 of them are strength. Let's see. So strength 7 standard. So that's strength 10, strength 10, strength 10, strength 9. But because he has a flare shield on the front, and that's where my front is hitting, all these are reduced by 1. So that'll be strength 8 and then 3 strength 9s. So the strength 8 needs a 6 to glance. Freaking heck, it glances. 5 of evade. It doesn't, so that's taken 2 hull points. So these are now strength 9, so it's 5's the glance, 6's penetrate. But it does have sunder. Man, nothing. So it's taken two glances. There you guys, just to show you. Spartan's got 6 wounds, so it's down to 4. My Proteus is on 3 because that has 5 wounds. They're going to score 3 victory points at the end of their turn because they're still holding 3 objectives. So they're on 6. Now, I realised something. Spotlights don't get rid of the -1 to hit in night fighting. They just get rid of the 24 limit. So I've done that wrong. So from now on, I'm going to do the -1 to hit. Apologies about that. Mega cheating. Right, movement. The Proteus turned, move 6. He's there. Plan for him is to take out the Leviathan with the Spartan. These veterans have moved slightly this way. They are within range of 2 Terminators, with some heavy bolters and some bolters. Stayed there, stayed there, stayed there. Okay, so this is the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to do the Proteus into the Dreadnought. My Dreadnought is going to see what the roll is like and then to see if he wants to react. So the multi-melter. It's twin linked. Freaking this tree. Right, that's a hit with a -1. Strength 8, so it's a 4 to wound. That does wound. I'll have a 5 up save. He saves. I forgot to react. Lol. No, he's. I don't think he's going to react with this one because even if all 4 wounds go with the next one, yeah. Sorry, yeah, I'm not going to react against the Proteus. These ones hitting on 4s. They are twin linked. There's 3 6s there. Hits, they are 3s to wound. All 4 wounds, so that's 4 5-ups to make on the Dreadnought. He makes 2 and fails 2, so he's taken 2 wounds. So he has got 3 left. This isn't great. Ooh, move the table then. Next thing that's going to shoot is going to be the Spartan, doing the exact same thing, except he has 1 more las cannon shot. So do the melter gun. My Dreadnought, he's going to evade against the Spartan because that's terrifying. He's only got 3 wounds left, so he needs to stay alive. So the multi-melter misses, but it is twin linked. That's a miss. The las cannons, are these twin linked? So I have to do the Proteus again. I rolled 4 dice. They had 3 6s, and I re-rolled one of them because I thought they were twin linked. They're not twin linked, okay? So I'm going to re-roll the wound roll against him. So I put him back up to 5 wounds, and we'll see how this goes. So wounding on 3s. So that's 2 wounds, looking for 5s. He passes 1 and fails 1. So it's going to take him down to a wound, so he's on 4. Then I'm going to do the Spartan into the Dreadnought. The Dreadnought's going to evade. So the multi-melter hits. Wounds. Passes his save. Then he has 5 las cannon shots. These are twin linked. Freaking heck, he doesn't need it anyway. Strength 9, so it's 3s to wound. Oh, there you go, that freaking turn around. Ooh! 1 save. I said I would evade, but... yeah, sure. And he fails his evade. He has 3 wounds remaining. These veterans into these Terminators. I just need to double check some ranges. Everything's in range. So I'm going to do the heavy bolters first, and then I'm going to do the regular bolters. Veterans are relentless, so they can move and shoot heavy weapons. So these are hitting on 4s just because of night fighting. So you got 3 hits. It's strength 5. So 3s to wound. There's 3 wounds, 2-up save. They pass all but 1, so one of them has taken a wound. I shall put it on the sword, I think, like that. Then we've got the bolters. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to be 8 shots. Hitting on 4s. Wounding on 4s. That's 2 wounds. 2-up save. And he's fine. My Terminators are just out of range. They can't see anything. That's going to be the shooting. I'm not going to charge anything for the Ultramarines either. So that's going to be Ultramarines turn 2. They're holding 3 objectives, so they're going to score 3 points as well. So they're both up to 6. So at the end of turn 2, they're both on 6 points. We're going to go on to turn 3 now for the Dark Angels. There you guys. So for Dark Angels turn 3, I've done the movement. I moved the Dreadnought up. The Spartan reacted and advanced forward. The reason I've done that is because if I either went backwards or forwards, I was still within melter range. So I moved forward. At least if I do blow up, I might do a wound to the Dreadnought or something like that. After that happened, I moved my Rhino up 14 or 12 or something like that. So he's there giving a 6-up cover save against this Dreadnought, against this Land Raider, which is something. I ran my Praetor to there. He moved like 11 inches, got him there. The Terminators moved 6 to get to about there. The Herald and the 2 Tatooines stayed put. So the first thing that's going to happen is the Rhino is going to shoot to the Spartan. It's shot, but it's lit it up now. I guess that doesn't matter anymore. So the first thing that's going to go is my Leviathan Dreadnought into the Spartan. It's got 4 shots with its melters. It is hitting on 3s. I don't think this weapon's twin linked, but I'll double check. So you got 2 hits, it's not twin linked. So for each shot, it's an extra d6. So the first one is a 2, 3. So strength 8, so strength 11 and strength 10. So strength 11, it's going to need, let's see, strength 10 plus 3. So it will be a 3 to pair, 3 to glance, 4 to pen. It's a glance. I'm going to what's it called? I'm going to evade with the Spartan as well. Which one was this? I think this was strength 10. So strength 10. So that is a pen. So he's got a glance and a pen. I'm just going to roll these now. So the glance. He fails the pen. He fails both of those. So he's taken 2 wounds. It's AP 1 as well. So 4 on the vehicle chart. I think it's weapon destroyed. If it is, I'm just going to pick that last cannon over there. If not, I'll double check into it. He's also lost 2 wounds. So he's down to 2. And then I've got the auto cannon. So it's 6 shots sitting on 3s because of night fight then. Freaking heck, they all hit. We're looking for 5s to wound now for the rending. So we got 2 rending. They are also an extra D3 strength. So this one, oh D6, sorry. Was it D3 or D6? I think it's D3. So this is 2. So that's strength 9. This one is 3. So this one is strength 10. So strength 10, it's a 4 to glance, 5 to pen. It's a pen, and then this one is a, what was it? It was 2, so it's a 9. So it's 5 to glance, 6 to pen. It's 2 pens. Evade. Evades 1, but that's another penetrating hit. It's a 5, which is a 6. Okay guys, so I had a look at the vehicle wound chart. So he's got 1 wound left. He's basically just snap shooting and he's stuck there now. And he's got 1 wound left. Alright. So that was a lot to resolve. We did that. Hopefully I've done that right. But if not, just lol. Okay. So there's the Titan shot. I don't really know if it's worth shooting my Terminators because they've got 1 wound. And if I shoot into them, they're just going to open fire on me with the return fire because they have 2 reactions because of Stoic Defender. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look at the charge range. Okay, what is it? It's about, it says 10. Yeah, it's about an 11-inch charge to get in. They can't charge. Nothing else can really shoot because we're out of range of stuff. Move on to my charges now. I'm going to try a charge here into these guys. Actually, should I just charge the Proteus? I'll tell you what, my Terminators are going to charge the Proteus. The Proteus is not going to Overwatch because I'm going to save my Overwatch for the Dreadnought, I think, if I want to do that. So these guys need a 9. And wouldn't you believe it? It might be, was it 6, 7, 8? So 8 gets me there. Is that, I take it that's an inch within the vehicle, so I'm assuming yes. So they get into the vehicle. Screw it. It's just any part of it, am I imagining? So it's going to go there. These guys are going to move up like that. Guy's got 1 wound. Thing is, do I charge the Dreadnought? I don't think there's a point. Okay, so the Dreadnought is strength 8 when he charges. Oh, sorry, when he's in combat. So I think it's worth because it's 4 attacks. And what am I looking for? Can strength 8 wound? 6s? 2. Yeah, 6s can wound. So I'm going to attempt to charge my Dreadnought into the Spartan. The Spartan will then Overwatch, but it's snap shooting. So, yeah, right. So the charge for the Dreadnought is a 4. That should be fine. Yeah, that'll get him in. Yeah. So he's fighting him. The multi-melter, snap shooting, reroll. Still a miss. It's got like 5 las cannon shots because it's the fancy stuff. Hitting on 6s. Twin link though. Nada. Let's do combats. The Dreadnought will go first. He gets to fight first. So he's got 4 attacks. I'm assuming he's hitting on 2s. Because, oh wow. Because it's like fighting at initiative 1 or something like that because it's a vehicle. Strength 8, so 6s. Nada. These guys will pile in now. Like that. I am not going to bother doing the sword because it can't hurt it. But I am going to do the power fists. They have 3 power fists. So let's have a look. Sergeant has 3 attacks. 1 for the charge. The other guys will have 3 attacks for the charge. So it's going to be 3, 6, 9, 10 attacks. I'm just going to actually double check the weapon skill of a vehicle. I think it's... I know it's initiative crap, but I can't remember what its weapon skill is. Yeah, so it's weapon skill 1, so they have weapon skill 4+, so it's 2s to hit. It's strength 8, so it's looking for 6 is the glance. Ooh, okay, so we got 3 glances. I don't think they can do anything against that. I think it's just dead. Yeah, it doesn't get a save or anything. Yeah, I think that's it. They just beat it up and take its lunch money. There you go. So that's dead. I'll put... I don't know. I didn't even know how to symbolize, because it doesn't blow up. Hey guys, I put some smoke on it to symbolize that it's just beaten up and dead. So that's kind of put the freaking Ultramarines in a sticky position. So that's Dark Angel's turn 3. I think that was pretty effective turn. So we'll be back now in just a sec with Ultramarines turn 3. The Dark Angels are scoring another 3 points. That's going to take them up to 9. Okay, so the Ultramarines are in a very sticky situation. Movement, I only shifted those guys slightly so they all had line of sight on the Terminators, but they are still within 3 of the objective. Oh, to be technically, when he moved, these guys would just move a bit closer. Like that. With their reaction advance, I think it is. I'm just going to do the Spartan shooting first. Do I... Yes. So we'll do the multi-melter. It's still crew shaken, so it's hitting on 6s. Multi-melter. Hits. Strength 8, so it's a 4 to wound. Fails to wound. Then we've got 5 las cannon shots. Hitting on 6s. It's twin linked. Got 1 hit. 3 to wound. Wound, 5 up save. Fails, so he's down to 2 wounds. He's just going to return fire. So we'll do the multi-melter, or the melter gun. Hitting on 3s because of knife fighting. Strength 8. But it's multi-melter, so it's an extra d6 strength. So strength 8. Strength 12. Strength 11. So the 11 is looking at 3 to glance, 4 to pen. It's a penetrating hit. Does it blow it up? Hell yeah, it does. Cool, d6 inches. 3. So it's not in range of the Marines in here, but it is range of those 2. So we'll do a strength 8 hit, I think it is, against the... So it's wounded on a 4. No. The Rhino, strength 8, so on a 6. Oh, where is it? It's toughness 12, I think. So 4 is a pen, others are a glance. That's a pen. What does the pen do? 5. So it's got 2 wounds. I think that just immobilizes it. So that's just stuck there now. Cool. Well, it's done its job. The only problem is now it can't snipe an objective or deny an objective. But this is taken out. Okay, so there's the Spartan gone. Next thing that's going to shoot, I'm going to do these Terminators and the Praetor into those Terminators. I just realised I've done my reaction, so it doesn't matter which order I shoot things in, but it's alright. Plasma Pistol from the Praetor. It hits. For the breach, that is a breaching. It's, was it the 4-up? Oh, they get it. We've got the plasma shot from the combi plasma. Ooh, it gets hot. Does he save it? He does. Then I've got 2 combi bolters. So that'll be 4 shots because they're in half range. Hitting on 3s of Night Fighting. Twin link though. Still a miss, it was a 1. 4s to wound. That's 1 wound, 2 up. Ooh, he takes a wound and dies. There we go. Then we've got this squad into them. So I'm going to do the 2 heavy bolters. So it'll be 8 shots. Hitting on 4s. Because of Night Fighting. Wounding on 3s with a strength 5. So that's 3 wounds with a 2 up. They pass them all. Then I've got some bolter shots. How many have I got? Oh, I'll do a combi melter shot into 1. Hits. Wounds. 4 up. Fails is strength 8, so it does kill another one. I shall kill... I keep the flamer, so I'll kill that one. 12 bolter shots down into the 2 Terminators, hitting on 4s. Wounding on 4s. 3 saves. On 2 up. The animal. Yeah, so I'm not going to charge anything. That'll be the end of Ultramarines turn 3, and they're going to score 3 victory points because they're holding 3 objectives. Okay, so this is Dark Angels turn 4. For me, it's been 2 days, so I kind of had to recap myself on the game. I've already done the Dark Angels movement, but I forgot to do a morale check for the Terminators, because they lost half their unit. A 10, yeah, they fail. They are now pinned. I think they fall back as well, like to a d6. Oh no, it's 2d6, isn't it? So they're going back 4 inches, which will take them literally like there. So they're falling back. So that happened in the last turn. I'm going to see if they rally. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. So they rallied, so they're fine now. But I think they're still snap shooting instead of running away. The Praetor and his command squad ran forward from there to there. So they can't charge this phase, but they're kind of repairing themselves. The Rhino had to stay put because it's just kind of destroyed, or what do they call it? It's stuck. I can't remember what the term is at the moment. I moved the Leviathan Dreadnought up. I forgot that these buildings have windows. So there's the window there. The Leviathan could see through that window, and he can also see like there as well. So he has line of sight on that unit. Everything else stayed put. Like I left the Herald where he was, left them where they are, and I left that squad where they are. I'm going to do the Terminators into... Actually, do I bother? No, I'm not going to bother with shooting. I might just charge because they just get to shoot back anyway. So I'm just going to charge, I think. So the only shoot I'm going to do is... Oh, I do have a heavy bolter over here. And a combi bolter. I'll put that into those Marines. They're not going to bother returning fire on that. So it's 4 shots of the heavy bolter from the Rhino into those guys. It is hitting on 3s because it has a flashlight or a torch. Okay, that's 2 hits. Strength 5, so it's 3 to wound. That's 1 wound. Now I'll take it on a normal guy. So 3 up save. No, he gets it. The combi bolter. It's twin linked. It's a hit. Strength 4, so it's a 4+. That's a wound. 3 up save. There was a 1 there, so he fails it, so 1 Marine is taking a wound. I will just put it on that guy. Oh crap, like that. There you go. So that's the Rhino shot. I will now shoot my Dreadnought. I'm going to check all his ranges. So I'm going to do the heavy flamers from the Leviathan first into the veteran squad. And then I'm going to do the Foxvex, then the autocannon and the melter gun. So this will be the flamer. It's strength 5, so it's going to be 3. I was only in range of 2 of them. So that's 1 wound. I'll take it on the guy that's not the sergeant, so 3 up. And he gets it. Foxvex, right. I don't know where my template is. I think it's like 3 inches. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on this guy by here. And I'm going to see where it scatters to. It's attracted anyway. I was kind of hoping for that, to be honest. Right. So it's basically 3 inches from that guy, which is pretty much the whole unit. Yeah, there you go. Oh, no, sorry. It can't work like that. So the center goes there. So half of 3 inches. What's half of 3? 1.5. So it goes 1.5. So that's going to hit... It's going to hit 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to hit about 6 of them in that little area there with the attack. So this attack is poison 3+, it's strength 5, so it'll be wounding on 3s. And each one of these that go through, they'll have a 5 up for the cover. So this AP2, freaking heck, that was a terrible roll. Wow. Look at that, all of them were 1s. And one of them ended up on the floor. That did no damage. And that little area now as classed as dangerous terrain. I'm just going to make it easy on myself. I'm just going to count the ruin as dangerous terrain now, because I can't be asked to keep measuring 3 inches. So boom, dangerous terrain in that green building. Okay, so that was the Foxvex. Now I'm going to do the melter gun. This is going to hit on 3s because of night fighting. So that's 3 hits. It's going to be 2s. Yeah. So that's 2 wounds. I'm not rolling well for this guy. This squad is going to evade. So going to have a 5 up for the cover and then a 5 up for the evade. So the cover, they get nothing, and for the evade, they get nothing. So 2 of them are just going to die. So 2 dead so far. And then I'll do the autocannon, hitting on 3s. I think this is twin linked. I'll have to double check. No guys, it's not twin linked, so 3 misses. I'm rolling a lot of 1s. So this is strength 7, so it's wounding on 2s. So we got 2 wounds at AP 3. I'm not going to take them on the sergeant, so I'm going to take them on 2 guys, so I'll have a 5 up and a 5 up. 5 up for the cover, and then 5 up for, what's it called? The evade. I get 1 and I fail 1. Because this is only strength 7, 1 Marine is taking a wound. But because the melters were strength 8, that's 2 dead Marines. So 2.5 Marines dead in that squad. Actually, no, it would be 1, 2, 3, because 1 Marine's already on a wound. So I'm going to take 3 Marines to just 3 bolt guns out of the squad, and that's 3 killed. I was expecting the big boy to do a bit more than that, but I think that was just really bad rolling. They lost 3, so that's about 25% of the unit, so I'm going to have to take a morale check now for those guys. 9. So they got a Vox and a Vexilla, and I think veterans are leadership 9 on the sergeant, but I'll double check that. Actually, everyone is leadership 8 in that squad, instead of the sergeant being leadership 8 and then the others leadership 7. They're all leadership 8, so that is a fail. So they're going to fall back 2d6. 3 inches, and they are, yeah, so they're running away. So that's where they end up once they've fallen back 3 inches. So that's the Dark Angel shooting. We're going to do some charges. So those rallied. I'm pretty sure they can still charge. So what I'm going to do... So the first unit that's going to charge is the Dark Angels Terminators into these veterans. The veterans are just going to overwatch them. So I'm going to see if they make the charge. Yeah, that's plenty to get in. So they'll get in. They'll get in like that. And then... Oh, actually, I think they have to go like that. I think they have to meet base contact if they can, so that's where they're going. Then they're going to overwatch. So these are going to be the 2 heavy bolter shots going into them, hitting on 4s because of night fighting. Wounding on 3s. So that's 2 wounds on a 2-up save. Terminator's taken a wound, so I'm going to put the wound on the heavy flamer. Then I've got, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bolters. So because they're in half range, it's going to be 16 shots hitting on 4s. To be fair, that was a pretty crap roll anyway. I know I got a few 3s in there, but still. Damn! It is Strength 4 versus Toughness 4, so it's 4s again. That's another 2 wounds, so they'll have a 2-up save, and they pass them both. That's the Terminator's charge. They can't charge because they ran. I don't think my Leviathan's in charge range because I physically can't put him in the building, so I'll have to go all the way around, and I don't think I can make that charge, so I'm not going to charge with the Leviathan. So my Sergeant is going to declare a challenge against the Ultramarine Sergeant, and then everyone else is going to fight. Then, so what I'm going to do, I know this isn't how you're supposed to do it, but I'm just going to swap these guys out. So it's like the Sergeant makes way to get to him. So those 2 are in combat, and then it's all these against him. The Terminators will go last, so I'll do the Space Marine Sergeant in the challenge against the Terminator Sergeant. So the Veteran Sergeant's going to have 4 attacks, 3 standard, and 1 for having 2 assault weapons, which is the pistol and the power sword. So this is hitting on 4s. It's got 2 hits. It is also wounding on 4s. 6s are rending. There's no wounds there. Then I'm going to pile in the other guys. So I'm just going to move this dice out of the way. So one of the veterans is on a wound. Okay, I don't think I'll be able to get that guy around. He'll go like there. He won't be able to attack either with that guy. But I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys attacking. I'll have to roll 6 different because one of them's got a heavy bolter. So we got 6 bayonets hitting on 4s. They're 2 attacks each actually. Sorry, it'll be 12 attacks because they have 2 attacks each. So it's hitting on 4s. Okay. They are +1 strength, so it's wounding on 3s. We got 4 wounds on the Terminator. He'll have a 2-up save against this. And he's dead. So they kill the heavy flamer Terminator. The next one to strike is the Terminator Sergeant into the challenge. So he's going to have 3 attacks, but 1 for the charge. So it's 4 attacks. He's hitting on 4s. 1 hit. 2+, he kills him. No, he doesn't kill him actually. Well, okay. So that's still going on. So the Ultramarines won the fight, so the Terminator has to make a courage check. 5, he's fine, he just stays there in combat. That's the Dark Angels' turn. They're going to score another 3 victory points because they're holding the 3 objectives. So that will take them up to 12. And then we'll be back down in just a sec with Ultramarines turn 4. Forgot to do something because they left the dangerous terrain, or they moved in it because of the building, because of the Fox Vex. These guys are gonna have to take a dangerous terrain chest when they were fleeing. So it's, what is it, 6 guys, and on 1s I think they take wounds. Okay, so 1 guy is, I think he's dead. I need to double check what terrain does, because they got 2 wounds. I need to see what that means. Okay, it just says they suffer a wound. I'm going to roll a dice. On a 1, 2, 3, either the Sergeant, the Vox, or the Vexilla. On a 4, 5, and 6, I'm just taking on a normal dude. So I'm taking on one of the important guys. And then I'm going to D3 this. So 1 to 2 is going to be the Vox, 2 to 3 Vexilla, and 5 and 6 is the Sergeant. So it's going to be the Vox that's taking the wound. He tripped up on his way out. Okay, so I haven't actually done my movement yet, guys. I'm still freaking trying to work all this out. So before the movement, I'm going to see if these guys can rally. It's kind of important if they do. A 10, so they fail, and they keep running. 7 inches. So 7, they're not quite off the map. Oh, to be fair, because they got a Vexilla, they can't leave the map anyway. So they're going like here. Because they're still fleeing. I think that's pretty much the game now. Because they're not going to be able to score 3 points in their turn. And I don't have another scoring unit to run up there. They're still in 3 of that objective. They're scoring that one. They're still holding that one. So that can be 2. I'll just do the Ultramarine turn, but I think that's game right there when they left. Shooting, I'm going to do... My Praetor is just going to move in front of the Sergeant. So he gets his pistol in range. So I'm going to do these guns into those guys, see if I can take some wounds off. To make it easier, those guys are just going to evade. So I got a plasma pistol from my Praetor going into the Praetor unit. That's a hit. 4 is breaching. That is a breaching hit, so I'll take it on this back guy. Looking for a 4-up save because of the shield. He passes. I think I shot his plasma shot earlier. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 bolt guns in rapid fire. So it'll be 6 shots. Hitting on 3s. Twin linked. Oh yeah, technically twin linked is on. So they all hit. 4s to wound. 1 wound. I'll take it on the back guy. He passes. He has a 2-up save. So there's that. I'll do the combat here. It's still a challenge. So it'll be the Sergeant striking first with his 4 attacks. Hit it on 4s. We got 3 hits. It's going to be 4s to wound. That's 2 wounds. 2-up save. He takes a wound and passes. I actually don't know what happens now. Because the combat is still going. I think the others don't attack him until it's done. I'm just going to assume. So they don't bother attacking back. So it's going to be the Dark Angel Sergeant attacking the Ultramarine Sergeant. It's going to be 3 attacks into the Sergeant, hitting on 4s. 1 hit. Killing on a 2. And he kills the Sergeant. Ooh. So technically the Ultramarines lost that combat. So they need to take a morale check. They're fine on a 6. So they just stay in combat there and they'll just pile in. The Ultramarines are going to score 2 points from that. I don't think there was a point charging the Ultramarine Praetor into the Dark Angel's Praetor because I would have left this point. Well, I'm not scoring then. I'll be down 2 points and I'll only score the 1. And I don't think I can make any more points back because it's turn 5 next. So at the end of turn 4 Ultramarines, they're going to get 2 points instead of 3. So that would take them up to 11. So they're going to be on 11 points. On turn 5, I had a thought about playing through turn 5. I'm not going to, because I think that's pretty much game there when those guys fell back twice over there. If the Dark Angels don't do anything, they're going to score another 3 victory points. So I'll take them up to 15. In the Ultramarine turn, even if these guys rally, they won't be able to get in range of the objective, because they can only move their initiative, which is 4. So they'll be outside the range of the objective, so they can't score that. And plus, the Dreadnought will be shooting in the Dark Angel's turn anyway. So there's a bust there. They can't get it. If I score these 2 points, I'm still down 2 points. And I don't think there's a way I can charge here to the Praetor and kill him without leaving this objective. So once again, I'll be down the points. So either way, no matter what I do, I'm going to be down points on the Ultramarine side. So that, let's say if everything goes well, the Ultramarines are going to score another 2 points. At the end of the game, it will be 15 to 13. Like that. No Warlord has died. The Dark Angels, oh, that's another thing. The Dark Angels have the most units still on the boards because they have the Herald. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 technically. 6. I'll say 6 because that could have gone either way. 6. And Ultramarines only have 1, 2, 3 units left on the board. So technically it's 16 to 13 for the Dark Angels. Dark Angels held all their points throughout the game. They scored pretty much max on that. And because they have more units left on the board than the Ultramarines do, that'll give them a 16 points. And Ultramarines are only scoring 13 because the Dreadnought made the veterans flee twice and they couldn't rally. So they lost 2 points in that end. It's a Dark Angels victory at the end of the game. Hello, here we are with the after game chat. If I forgot anything between the 2 days I recorded this, apologies, but I think I did everything right. But sorry if I missed something. One thing I noticed I did wrong at the end, once the Terminators fell back, they weren't allowed to charge. They could still shoot with snap firing, but they weren't allowed to charge that unit. I don't think it would have made a difference, because even if they killed the Terminator unit, they still would have had to deal with the Deathwing. So, and they still scored the point. It's not like the Terminators, there was no scoring involved there. So I don't think it matters in the end. I feel like with this objective, it was a waste of a lot of the army. Not so much for the Ultramarines, but for the Dark Angels. Like, I had a 20 block of Tattermarine squads that pretty much did nothing. Same with both Tattermarine squads and the Herald. I mean, I get it that they're holding the points, and at the end of the day, they are the ones that actually won the game. And the other forces were just holding the Ultramarines back. It just seems a bit weird that you have all these points just to keep on the objective. But I guess it is what it is, and it would have been a decent-ish defense if the Ultramarines still push forward, because the Land Raiders only have a certain amount of shots with their las cannons. I mean, that 20 block would have just... I mean, they probably would have died a lot, but if they didn't run or anything, they would still hold the objective. And plus, you can have the cover save and a shroud and everything. Shroud save. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think I played 8 for both sides. Probably, you can always play better though, can you? I mean, there's just a lot of rules and stuff. I was a bit stuck with the Ultramarines. I think it's because I put so many points into so few units. Like the Land Raider Spartan looks awesome. But it does take up a lot of points. And I had the Land Raider Proteus as well. And it was the fact they didn't have many scoring units. So like I had to keep pretty much a lot of my infantry at the back lines. I mean, to be fair, it was pretty close. It was only when the Cytheron made them run. It was just bad for the Ultramarines to retreat at that moment. And it, in the end, because they couldn't rally, it did cost them 2 points. Like if they stayed, let's say now they were on 16 to 14. Even then, I don't think I could have bowled it back for the Ultramarines. Because I would have needed to have more on the board, and I would have needed to kill the Praetor for the Dark Angels. And I don't think... Don't get me wrong, I know I had Terminators and a Power Fist and stuff on my Cataphracti for the Ultramarines. But like I could have done my Warlord trait, which is give me 1+1 weapon skill and stuff. Plus those guys have shields, and they have 2-up saves. So it kind of wasn't likely I was going to kill... the Dark Angels Praetor. And plus, because my Ultramarines Praetor had a Power Fist, he would have gone lost anyway. So there's a chance he could have even died against the Calibanite. Oh no, it was a Paragon Blade. So there was a chance he could have just died there, and that would have cost them another point. I think maybe it was just the wrong game for this list. Because I had to keep so many units back to hold the objectives, and I didn't have much of a vanguard, which I think you need in this game mode, or the game mode, this objective. So you need a bit of a vanguard, and the Dark Angels had that. I think it was a good Dark Angels list. I think it's very flexible. Like, you have the scoring units, and if you had, the Herald, If the Herald did need to be on its own, you could chuck him in with Terminators. So you'll have a decent scoring unit. You have a block of 20 and a block of Terminators with a Herald. I know the 10-man Terranic a bit weak, but then for your Vanguard, you had the Dreadnought and the Praetor, because they have decent combat, so you just write them up there. So I think the Dark Angels had a good list. Well, that's all I got to say, to be honest, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like. If you have anything to say, please feel free to leave a comment below. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.